Hey Bo, I've been watching you for so long and I love you and your family, including your mom. I have a huge issue. Huge to me, of course. And I really don't know what else to do. I've been suffering with severe, moderate depression and anxiety for about 2 years now. When I first tried to tell my family that something wasn't right, they completely shut me down and said that it was just teen stuff. I'm 16, by the way. When I finally convinced my mom to let me see a mental health counselor or therapist, my counselor diagnosed me with severe moderate depression and anxiety, as I stated that I had earlier. So it was not just teen issues, and I wonder what would have happened to me if I wasn't so persistent in seeing someone for my mental state. I go to counseling every week and it's helped me so much. It's even safe to say that without going to counseling, I would not even be alive right now. I still have things to work on, but I am getting better. The issue is that ever since I've started my counseling, my mom has openly expressed that she is not on board with me going. She's jealous that I tell my counselor everything and don't talk to her about certain things. Is she for real? Y'all gotta stop emailing me about your moms because I don't want to be disrespectful to anybody's mother, you know? I can't. I'm not sure why she is surprised because she isn't an easy person to talk to. Every time I try to talk to her, it goes terribly wrong and I end up even more sad than before. She has threatened to stop my counseling multiple times and I have no idea why she hates it so much considering that our insurance even pays for it and not a single cent comes out of her pocket. The scary part is that since I'm a minor, she has all the power to stop my counseling. Unfortunately, she might end up getting what she wants because in order for me to continue my counseling, I have to meet with a psychiatrist in a different office, which isn't far at all, and all she has to do is make an appointment for a 30-minute meeting. When I told her about this, she completely shut me down and made herself the victim. My counselor has continually tried to contact her. This is their protocol. And she has ignored her messages as well as mine every time I try to talk to her about it. If I don't go to the psychiatrist, then I will be dropped from counseling. I'm so sick and tired of my mental health not being a priority to my mom, and I'm tired of her brushing it off and playing the victim because I don't talk to her about my issues. All the excuses are getting really old now, and now because of her, I'm about to lose the help that I so desperately need. I do not know what to do. Any advice is helpful. Okay, so because you're 16, I have a couple of suggestions. The first one is that you invite your mom to one of your counseling sessions if she'll go with you, because she's so jealous that you're telling your business to a counselor because she's not easy to talk to. And maybe if you were able to express your feelings in front of her and the counselor, you guys could get somewhere. I feel like your mother needs counseling herself. So it might be a really good idea for you guys to have a session or 2 or 3 where you guys are sitting in there together and talking openly in front of each other, and maybe it will help fix your relationship with her. I find in our community, mental health issues are often swept under the rug and they're not taken seriously, and they haven't been taken seriously for a long time. It's only recently where people are actually, being real about it and accepting that we do go through lots of mental health issues, and it could stem from childhood trauma. It could stem from if it just runs in your family. And because those people have been brushing it under the rug for so long, they don't even know that they have these things because they don't believe in these things. And your mom could very well be suffering as well, but she doesn't take it seriously the way you've pushed to take it seriously. Older people tend to be stuck in their ways, and so it might be hard for her, or it might be a hard concept for her to grasp, and you can't really explain it to her. It's almost like beating a dead horse. So I think the best bet is to invite her to one of the sessions, and obviously you don't want your counseling to be canceled or kicked out, or you don't want to be kicked out of your counseling. So the other suggestion I have for you is to talk to your school counselor and let them know that you are having issues with your mental health and see if they can help you at school, because they might be able to refer you elsewhere. I think it's really sad that your mom knows that you're dealing with these things and is trying to cut off your therapy when she doesn't even have to pay for it out of pocket. Like, that's crazy to me. If my kid tells me they feel like they need to go to therapy, I'm gonna let them go to therapy. I don't care what they talk about in there. as long as they're getting the help they need. That's just me though. I ain't your mama, okay? Your mom has issues, clearly. And I feel like your mom needs to see a counselor on her own, and she also needs to sit in sessions with you. Please keep my name private. I am 13 and in the 7th grade. I met my best friend when I was 6. We were neighbors. I went to her house every day, and one day we were on her older brother's phone. He's 7 years older than her. We were on the bed laying all together, and he put his hands in my pants and caressed my butt. Things escalated a lot, and it didn't stop until I was about 9. The worst thing he did was once we were in her room, and she went to the bathroom, and he tried to put it in. And we were playing hide and seek in the dark, and he made me give him while she tried to find us. I tried to tell her once when we were like 8, but she didn't believe me, and we haven't talked about it since. I was scared to tell my mom because my mother has a great relationship with him and his family. Also, the first person I tried to tell didn't believe me. This causes me to feel really weird around him because I still go to her house all the time, and I don't know what to do. I need help. It wasn't the last or first time I was when I was around 4, I would go to a church group. Oh my god, the damn church. At my mom's friend's house, and the lady's daughter would make me do things to her. I don't know if my mom would believe me. What do I do? It's always an issue when it comes to this topic and whether or not people believe you. But people need to start thinking, why would a child make this up? Why would anybody make this up? Nobody wants this to happen to them. Nobody wants to live with this. Like, this is not something anybody's just gonna make up unless they're certified bonkers, okay? Psycho bananas. Like, I personally feel like if your child comes to you and she tells you this, you're gonna believe it. It's gonna shock you. You might feel like shit about it as a parent, but it is your job to take what your child's saying into not only consideration, but you have to take action once your child tells you this. And if you approach your mother with this, I feel like she has no choice but to believe you. And all you have to do is tell her exactly what you just told me. Because like you said, she still has a great... Hi. What are you doing in here? Like you said, she still has a great relationship with his parents and him, but that's none of your business. It doesn't matter. Come and get her. Lights, camera, action. Who is that girl? She's like, nah, I'm not going. Go to daddy. Bye!
Bye, have a wonderful time.
Here. That's my gift to you. I know you want to stay with mom. But any other time you're giving me buns, so why is her hair wet? I feel like you're worried about the wrong things, and it's really none of your concern whether or not if this is going to ruin the family dynamic or the relationship that your mother has with their family. What he did to you was wrong, period, and so you can't just be holding this in because you don't want to rock the boat. Like, you're basically putting everybody else's feelings and needs before your own. But this is not something you can deal with internally. And time again, we're gonna see that on BOETALKS. We've seen it in my own story times. Like, this is not something you could just deal with. It's gonna come out one way or another, and the longer you hold on to it, the harder and the worse it gets for you. When you tell, you feel so free. You feel almost a relief. And the problem is, if this is not addressed, just like in the last BOETALKS, if it's not addressed, he is able to do it to somebody else. These are not things that these people grow out of. Like, especially because when they get away with it, they feel like they can get away with it again and again and again. And who knows if he was doing it to his sister or not, and she just didn't want to say anything. It doesn't matter if it ruins your friendship, your relationship, whatever the case may be, because that's exactly what happened to me with my friend's father. It ruined the relationship that I had with her because when she approached me about the situation, because I had posted it on YouTube, when she approached me about the situation, she was literally putting her embarrassment and her feelings before how I was feeling. And it really, really, really damaged our relationship, and we were best friends. And so that's just the fucking way it goes. People don't like to deal with the truth. People don't like to hear the truth, especially when the truth is that bad and it hurts them, and you know, they feel some type of way about it. But what about how you feel? That's all that matters. He did it to you. He might have done it to his sister, and it's just like, why should you have to deal with this and suffer with it when you were a child and there was no adult in the situation to protect you? There's so much fear that goes along with being molested. There's so much shame in it and hurt, and it's hard to process when you're that small, you know? And that's why people prey on children that are that small, and they continue to do it until the kid realize the kid might be getting too old to where they might say something. Now that's when it kind of stops. So I think that you have to speak up. I don't think your main concern right now should be who it's going to affect once you open your mouth. I think your main concern should be getting it out in the open and seeing where it goes from there. Also, if they don't believe you, hey, I'll show them this video and be like, this is the email I sent to her. Show them your phone. The last story you told about the girl and her sisters really set me off. When I was in elementary school, I always lived with my aunt and her two sons. I don't really want to get into detail, but stuff went on for years and I never acknowledged it. I have never told anyone. I never knew it was anything wrong. It started when I was 6 and they were 11 and 12, and it continued for years. All while this is happening, we had a family friend who would sleep over and do the things explained in the last email. She was my age, and one day we did get caught by her parents, but they pushed it under the rug and never talked about it. That's the fucking problem. I eventually moved away to live with my father and erased these memories from my head. Last summer, I saw them for the first time in years, and I had a panic attack and everything came back to me. I was disgusted to be around them. I feel like what I went through is affecting me as an adult. I am 20 years old, still a virgin, because anytime I have come close to losing it, I think about this time period and get disgusted. And that's how it goes. It affects you for your whole life. And that's why when, just like in the last email I read, people don't want to speak up about it, it's really mind-boggling to me, because that's how much it affects you. It affects you to the point where you are still feeling like a 6-year-old and you don't even want to say anything about it because you're still scared. You're still worried about who it's going to affect long term, but it's been affecting you long term. And as you get older, it only gets worse. You really block these things out of your head, and then you have a trigger moment, and then it all just comes flooding in, and it's overwhelming as hell. And this is why a lot of people are depressed, and a lot of people can't really deal with their emotions, and they can't process these things because they've been hiding or they've been suppressing these things for so long, and when it all comes back and they're depressed, they just want to end their life. I do feel like this is something many children go through with cousins, siblings, and even family friends. I try really hard to forget about it because it's like, what am I going to do now? If my father ever knew, he would go crazy. The last Botox really set something off on me, and now this situation I try to never think about is stuck in my head and making me think it is affecting me more than I ever wanted to think it did. I'm sorry, I'm not really sure if I have a question, because I'm just hoping I can put it back in my head. Or put this back in my head and forget about it and stay far away from that side of the family. But it is disgusting and common, because even talking to friends, I've heard similar stories. I hope people as a whole can do better to prevent these traumatic things from happening. She's not really asking for advice in this one. She's just telling me how triggering the last Botox was. But you can't erase it, and you can't put it back in your head, and you're never gonna forget it. It's something you're gonna live with for the rest of your life, and that's the issue. That's why we have to go to counseling and therapy, and we have to talk about it, because the more we talk about it, the less power it has over us. So it's good that you're addressing it, because if you let it sit there and simmer, it's just gonna keep eating away at your soul. Salem, I'm gonna have to ask you to cut the shit, okay? Come here. Hi, Bo. I would like to say your family is gorgeous and I wish the best for you guys. I've been watching you since I was like 11 or 12 and you are very awesome. Thanks. So my problem is I only have one friend that I hang out with. I think it's kind of weird that I have only one friend. No, one friend is less drama, okay? I don't really talk to anyone else. When I had more than one friend, it was a whole lot of drama and it was honestly so toxic, but I miss having a group of friends. I hate going out sometimes. I guess it just depends on the person I'm with, but people be flaking on me, even my best friend. In all the relationships I had, it seems as if it's my responsibility to keep the relationship going. I'm only 16. Salem, what are you doing? I feel as if nobody has my back in anything. I feel absolutely alone. People come to me with their problems and I listen and help if they want me to, but with me, I can't be doing that because I would be left hanging. I really don't have a will to live anymore. I just don't know what to do. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, I can't believe her. She's like a puss. Salem, come here. Oh, your mother was like that. Salem, come here, Mama. Listen, the bathtub is going.
Don't you want to have a bath and play with your bath toys? She has glitter in her hair. I don't understand.
Come here, Mama. Please grab her and give her to me now. Sorry, folks. Me, I got you.
You're so annoying. Oh
Like
my gosh.
And
Yeah, Mom, please don't broke up yourself, please, because I'm not going to no emergency. I'm going to Cancun, and I'll see you when I get back.
what is wrong with this picnic breed? Come here.
She really is like a cat, isn't she? Oh my God, her name's Salem True.
Yes,
Like,
you can.
Mom, I don't even know what to say to this person. Like, this email took a very far left turn because I was not expecting them to say they don't have the will to live just because they only have one friend and the person keeps flaking on them. To me, it's so trivial. Like, that's not a reason to not want to live anymore. That email took a really far left turn, girl. That's not where I was expecting the email to go. But maybe you do need to start being a little bit more social and going places where you can meet people, like the library or like chapters or like doing volunteer work and, you know, networking with people and or get a job and occupy yourself and your time so you're not worried about your friends flaking on you. I don't want to say to you, this is stupid, this is dumb, because you're only 16, and even though it's not a big deal to me that you have nobody to hang out with, because if I didn't have anybody to hang out with at that age, I was good, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying, like, it might not be a big deal to me, but it's a big deal to you. Some people like to be social, and some people don't. And I am definitely antisocial. So the way that it's affecting you is not the same way it would affect me. I don't mind being by myself, but that is something you have to learn to do. You have to learn to enjoy your own company and do soul searching and figure out, why is it that you don't want to be alone? Why is it that the company of other people make you feel whole as a person? Because you should be able to stand by yourself and be good. Especially at an age like 16, where you're kind of coming into your womanhood. You need to be able to love yourself and love being with yourself and not worry so much about hanging out with your friends and stuff. Obviously, yeah, if you want to go to the mall or something and you invite your friend out, you want your friend to come with you to the mall, or even to just go to the movies, hang out for the day. But doesn't have to be a constant thing. And with me now, as you get older, you'll kind of learn and see why somebody older than you would call this trivial, because as an adult, you don't get these privileges. When you're an adult and you are adulting, there's not a lot of time for friends. And this is even before you throw kids and a husband into the mix. This is just adulting, period. When you're trying to figure yourself out and you're working and you don't have time for friends because you're trying to figure out what your next move is. And so a lot of the times it starts at around 16 where you start to do that. And I feel like that's just where you are right now, and you should probably try to occupy yourself doing other things that you can learn more about yourself as a person. And when you do that and you open yourself up like that, you'll be able to allow other people in that are similar to you, and then you'll have even more friends. Right now, I don't talk to my friends every single day. A lot of the times I miss my friends, but I still won't message them because I forget to, or I'm just busy. Like, that's how life goes when you're older. So it's kind of like, it's good that you're getting the practice now. Never ever think that these things validate you as a person, because if you are looking for companionship and you're looking at being social as the reason that you stay alive, it doesn't really make any sense, because you were born by yourself, and when you die, you're going to be dying by yourself, unless you die in like a tragic like 72 car wreck, like, you know what I mean? So just look at it that way, you know? To me, there's always something to look forward to, and there's always something to live for. Hey Bo, I enjoy watching your videos, and I just wanted advice about my child's father / sperm donor. I have a 6-month-old daughter, but her father only texts me for sex and money. Hold on there. No man is texting me asking me for a damn dollar, you hear? If he's not my son. He hasn't helped with anything, not even went to a doctor's appointment when I was pregnant. He even tried to ask me for tax money and asked for my daughter's social, but I'm not giving him shit. I no longer talk to him, but what do you think I should do? Girl, really? I think everybody knows what to do in this situation. Ignore him, get that ass on child support, and move on with your life. Like, there's no... Y'all have patience, okay? Y'all always tell me that I am patient, but this is the shit that I would not be patient with. I am not carrying a child for you for 10 damn months, okay? Because let's be real here, it's 10 months. I'm not carrying a child for you for 10 months, for you to not be there throughout the pregnancy, then have the nerve to just message me asking me for money and pum pum. Are you dumb? Like, really? Really? Mom, are you hearing this? Are you hearing this? You don't want to. Like, the nerve of him. And then on top of that, not only are you asking me for money and my tax refund, you're going to ask me for my pick-me social? Are you serious? So you can claim her on your taxes and then I can't claim her on my taxes? Are you dumb? And you know what's crazy? He's probably not even going to claim her for taxes. He's probably using the social so that he can get damn internet and fuck up her credit. He is bad news bears, and we're not dealing with him today, okay, or ever. I am sorry. Yes, baby girl needs her daddy in her life, but not if he's this trifling. Whew. Girl, if he wants a relationship with his daughter, he can have that. You're not going to take that away from him, and you can let him know that, but he needs to be, you know, put under manas. He needs definite supervised visits. That's number one. But number two, he also needs to take responsibility and help you financially. There's no reason under the sun a man should be asking his baby mother for money. Okay? No reason at all. This is why I always talk about not having babies with any and everybody, because when push comes to shove and you don't really know your partner, or your pregnancy wasn't planned, or just everything that could go wrong is going to go wrong because you had a baby with somebody that clearly is not who you should have had a baby with. And this is why you need to protect yourself. This is why it's important to make the decisions in your sexual life that are going to work out long term. Okay, you don't want to have short-term sexual relationships with short-term ass niggas and then have a long-term baby with those people. That is not what you want to happen. Or a long-term disease baby. Like, those are not the things you want for yourself or for your child. So please, you guys, please be cautious, be smart. You know, I get it, condoms break, but like, how realistic is that? How? Okay, how? Because just, I don't understand. If there's the slightest thought that you might be pregnant, fucking take a plan B if you're not ready to deal with not only having a child, but your child's father. Especially if the relationship is not where it needs to be, and you get pregnant and you end up going down a freaking roller coaster that you are really desperately trying to get off of, but you can't because now you're stuck. Listen, I'm not joking with the 2 scrolls thing. I'm not joking with the 2 scrolls thing.